Welcome back to Everyman Prepping. Today I want to talk about communications. It's one of the critical skills that I pointed out in another video talking about, the certain critical skills you need when times get tough, emergencies happen. And so today, communications, how are you going to communicate with neighbors, your own family members, friends that are close enough, in a simple way that anybody can pick up, whether you're tech savvy or have no tech experience, whether you're a child or very old. You need something that someone can pick up that's super easy. They won't be able to mess up. It'll be on the right frequency and they can speak and call for help. So what I came up with is this. This is the Baofeng BF888S radio. I'll put that on the screen so you can see. It's a very simple ham radio. And we're going to talk about how that's a bonus for what we're going to talk about here. First, I got to put out the old disclosure that yes, it's a ham radio. It's on the 70 centimeter band. The 400 to 470 megahertz, you're supposed to be licensed legally to use it. And that's true. I got my license, a few years ago, so I could, talk on it and practice and all that. But the FCC does say in times of emergency, when communications are down, anybody can pick up a ham radio and speak on it, call for help, help others, anything like that. You don't need to be licensed. So, during times of emergency, you can use a ham radio. That is on, the ham bands. But I'm going to, through programming we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you how we can, adjust this and use this for our needs without the need of being licensed and not being in a emergency situation. So please like, comment, and share on this video and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell if you haven't done so. So why is this a great solution? Well, as I pointed out, it's simple. People can't mess up. Kids, they can't touch the buttons and change the frequency. Old people don't have to worry about how does it work and be, a little stressed or scared of it. They just can pick it up and use it. It's basically like the revolver of firearms. Revolver people they pick it up, pull the trigger, it shoots. It's very simple. There's not too many mechanics. It's reliable. Same with this one. You push the talk to button, you speak on it, you're on the right channel, it works. So you have an on button here up top. Turn on.
Power on.
Tells you it's on. Hello. And then tells you what channel it's on. And then you got the second knob here, which turns your channel.
15, 16.
It tells you what channel you're on. So there's 16 channels that are pre-programmed. It's got you push the talk button, you talk into it. Like I said, you got a little flashlight here if you need that. The strobe's out. And then on the other side, you can put in a microphone or earpiece so you can have your noise discipline and not be loud at night. It's also where your programming cable goes in, which we're going to talk about, is one of the benefits. So it's simple and it's programmable. We're going to be able to program this with different frequencies that you don't need to have a license for, and also maybe some stuff so you can have a little bit of not stealth communication, but a little harder for other people to find what channel you're on in emergency if that is what you're looking for. Also, lastly, it's very inexpensive. You can buy a bunch for your neighbors. Like I bought a set of 10 here. I'm going to hand them out to my neighbors when needed. I'll put a link below. I usually get mine on Amazon. When you do that, they're usually about 10 to 12 bucks a piece. They come with, comes with a charger, programming cable. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, how you can actually upgrade that to a better one. But very inexpensive, almost throw away at that point. 10 bucks, 12 bucks, someone breaks, you don't have to worry about it. No one stresses over it. Like I said, super simple, push to talk. You know what frequency you're on by the knob. Anybody pick it up, use it. It's great for that. What's the range on this? So your mileage may vary, but I did a test around my neighborhood. I had someone in my house with one, then I started walking, distance-wise. Worked about a half mile in a radius, as the bird flies, we walked around in circles. And so that's why I got out of it. I know you're going to see ads and commercials for radios that go, 10 miles, 20 miles. And we know that's ridiculous. That's perfect conditions, hilltop to hilltop. So do it in your neighborhood. My neighborhood, where I can get a half mile. If I need to get to someone else that's a mile away, then I need to have someone in between, and we relay the messages. But for what I use for my neighbors, when I need half a mile, works plenty good. So that's the range that I get off on this one, and like I said, it suits me fine. So we know it's simple, easy to use, pre-programmed channels for emergencies. But biggest thing, it's programmable. So you can need a software. It's called Chirp. And I'll put a link below also, so you can download that. I believe it's for a Mac, PC, and Linux, I believe. I use the PC version, so that's what I have experience with. But you download it, easy to install, easy to use. And so you load the Chirp software. You're gonna need your programming cable And I'll put a link below to a better programming cable. You need a programming cable with an FTDI chip. That way you don't have to worry about drivers or anything. What you do is you take, this end here, it looks like such. You plug it into your radio like that. This goes to a USB port on your computer. You have the Chirp software loaded. Like I said, it's pretty easy to use. If you have anybody that is remotely tech savvy in your household or your neighborhood, they'll be able to figure it out. They have directions online of how to use it. But what you can do then is initially do is you download all the software from this into your computer, into Chirp, and then you can edit it. So why would you want to edit this? Well, like I told you, it's pre-programmed with 16 channels. I'll put them up here really quick so you can see. And you can see they're all in the 70 centimeter band, and it tells you what they are. But we can change those now. We can put whatever we want in those 16 channels within the 70 centimeter band. And what does that mean? Well, we could do FRS, Family Radio Service Channels. You don't need a license to use those. You can just go online, look up the frequencies, plug them in, and put them on channels 1, 2, 3, 4. You select where you want them. So maybe put a few FRS channels in there. No license needed. Talk all day on it. It's great. You're good to go. The ham bros won't freak out and try to turn it into the FCC police and all that. Then what else can you do? You can program in some GMRS frequencies, General Mobile Radio Service. That you do need a license. You don't even have to study or take a test for that. The government just wants money. Sound familiar? You pay $35, your license is good for your entire family, basically. You only need one. It's $35, lasts 10 years. So if you want to get one of those to be legal, then you can program some GMRS stations in here. Now, for the ham bros out there saying, it's too powerful, you got to be within certain power ranges to use those. True, but you can adjust the power within the software too, so don't worry about that. We don't want you to break any FCC rules out there. I'm just saying it's fully programmable. Do what you want with that knowledge, but you can put those in there. Lastly, what could you do? Well, you can put any other frequency in here that's within the the 400 to 470 megahertz range. Maybe channels 8 through 16, you program channels just for your neighborhood, just that you guys know, frequency Now, you can't encrypt it. It's not secret. Everybody can listen if they find your frequency. But if you have 8 channels on there that are off the wall channels, they're not set to normal ones, someone has to find you and listen in. If you think that's happening, you switch to the next channel. So and that'd be, like I said, don't want to be in trouble, don't do anything illegal. That'd only be during emergency. If you're not licensed, you use those 8 channels only during emergency times when communications aren't working, but do what you want with that information. But you can program any station you want, so your neighborhood could have their own frequency list. Make sure you have a piece of paper, write them down, what channel 1 through 16 are. You pass it out with the radio so everybody knows, and you come up with when to use what channel, which we'll get to next here. So we know it's programmable, it's simple to use, that's great. What else? Now you got to decide on who gets these radios. Well, is it just you and your family, or do you want to spread around your neighborhood? Do you have, Fred at the corner has a good eyes down the road, so Fred gets one. Sally up on the hill has great, height advantage, so she's on the hill, we give her one. Whoever it is, plan out who gets them, and then you're going to have to give it to them, and then practice with them and make sure they know how to use it. Good thing it's simple, they'll be easy to use. And then you're going to come up with code words, phrases, or signals. In times of emergency, Operation Security, OPSEC. You don't want to be just out there using your names and your addresses and everything. Everybody can be a different type of fruit. Someone can be, apple, banana, grape, kiwi, whatever. Everybody has a code word. Or you can be, piece of furniture. I'm the sofa, I'm the couch, I'm the table. Whatever you come up with. Come up with a system of aliases. Who's what. And make sure everybody knows who's Mr. Orange and who's Mr. Apple and Mrs. Kiwi or whatever it is. Just come with a list so you have something to talk to. That works with your family too. If you're just doing it with the family, give everybody an alias, a code word, their gamer tag, whoever. Just keeps operational security. And then you're going to want to have, signals or phrases in case people are listening in. You want to have code words, phrases that are, simplified. If Mr. Apple on the corner sees some bad guys coming up the road, he doesn't want to say, hey, I see bad guys coming up the road because, someone might be listening. So maybe, he tells Mr. Orange, hey, I see 2 mockingbirds on the street. I see 2 magpies. I see 2 whatever, come up with. And then Mr. Orange can say, oh, let me come out and check out the magpies. I love to look at those. And he knows to come help, whatever. you got to come up with phrases that mean, people are coming, I'm in danger, I need help. That way it's a little more, secure in what you're talking about. You don't have to, but something to think about. Next, when do these go on? Is there, are they on 24/7 during an emergency? Are they on only certain times of the day and people check in? People check in at 10, 12, 2, 6, whatever, or are they manned all the time? And so you're listening at all points. Just come up with a plan of when, you're listening to them. And so someone, if they need to they need to get a hold of someone, they know what time to do it. Maybe one radio's on all the time in case of emergencies, but come up with something like that. Lastly, how are you going to power them? Like I said, they all come with a charger. Very easy to charge if the power's out. Someone has a solar generator. Someone has, a regular fuel generator power it. Whatever it is, come with a way to power these. You can even buy some of these extra batteries here that, I don't know if you can see at the bottom, is a USB port. You can charge it off a USB. So if you have a, a phone charger, you can plug into here and charge these as well. Some of these batteries. The regular other ones don't. They just come with, the regular battery. But you can buy that. And that gets me to the last, point on here really is, you can buy accessories for these. You can buy, microphones and headsets. You can buy better antennas, bigger antennas, more batteries, all that stuff. Do you need that stuff? No. Do I think it works in its current configuration? Yes, I think it's, a great solution. So in the comments below, write what you guys use for communication. What do you think? Like I said, I think this is great because, like I said, it's so simple. Old people can grab it, turn it on. They turn it on and we're like,
Power on.
I'm on 16. Well, I know I'm supposed to be on 8.
12,
so let me...
10, 9, 8.
So I'm on 8. Okay, I'm on 8. I know I push this, I've been taught I push this button. I call Mr. Orange. He comes and helps me. Kids do it as well. It's very simple. I really think it'll work. Let me know down below what you think about this. And if you need any help or you want me to do a video on the Chirp software and how to program, I can do that as well. It's not as intimidating as you think. It is pretty simple to do. And once you have one program made, you can program every radio you have, 5, 10, 20 of these. You can program all the same. That way, anybody picks up one, they know it's programmed and ready to use. And, and it can't be changed. So very simple for everybody in your group, family to use. That's all I have for now. Hopefully you got something out of this. Until I see you next time, keep your ear to the ground, head on a swivel.